Chosen one, listen closely, for tonight, Allah is speaking directly to your heart. Every tear you shed in silence, every moment you remained patient when the world doubted you, every hidden act of devotion, every sacrifice no one noticed, Allah saw it all. He witnessed the nights you stayed awake, the du'as whispered with trembling lips, the struggles that felt unbearable, and the battles no one else understood. And now, the one who never misses a detail, the all-knowing, the all-wise, is preparing to reward you in ways the world cannot measure, ways that will illuminate your life and elevate your soul. The time has come, chosen one, the blessings you've longed for, the recognition you've silently prayed for, and the divine favor that was always yours are about to manifest. Tonight, get ready to see the unseen, feel the unseen, and receive what Allah has perfectly preserved for you. Chosen one, you must understand with every fiber of your being that every sacrifice you made, every moment you denied your own comfort for the sake of Allah, every night you spent in prayer while the world slept, every act of integrity when everyone around you chose the easy path, and every whisper of patience in the quiet solitude of your heart has been meticulously observed by Allah, the all-seeing, the all-knowing, and not a single effort has gone unnoticed or unrecorded. Even when the world ignored your struggles, mocked your choices, doubted your potential, or questioned your worth, Allah preserved your sincerity in the safest treasury of the heavens, strengthening your character in ways that were invisible to human eyes, purifying your intentions so that when the time comes, your blessings will not only satisfy your worldly needs, but elevate your soul, your influence, and your purpose in ways that will leave even those around you in awe. For what may have seemed like loss, delay, or loneliness was in truth a divine strategy to prepare your heart to receive His favors fully, without arrogance, without haste, and without distraction. And so you see, chosen one, every tear shed in silence, every hardship endured patiently, every act of devotion performed in secrecy, every restraint from temptation, and every choice to obey Allah despite the pain or uncertainty has built the foundation for a life of unmatched blessings. And when Allah finally reveals what was meant for you, it will be so magnificent that you will recognize with complete certainty that every moment of sacrifice was not just worth it, it was necessary, it was perfect, and it was a preparation for the life Allah always intended for you, proving beyond doubt that the divine never overlooks, never forgets, and never allows the sincere effort of His chosen ones to go unrewarded. Chosen one, you must grasp this truth with the depth of your heart. Every moment you waited in silence, every trial that tested your faith, every instance when your heart whispered doubt, yet you held firm, every time you remained steadfast while the world hurried toward instant gratification, and every second spent trusting Allah in circumstances that seemed hopeless was never wasted, for your patience has a purpose far greater than human comprehension, and it is the invisible thread connecting your present struggles to your future triumphs. Allah, the Most Wise, saw every pang of longing in your soul, every sigh in the night, every tear shed in secret, and every act of endurance, when despair whispered lies. And He meticulously recorded these moments, not as mere endurance, but as a cultivation of strength, faith, and spiritual resilience, shaping your heart to receive blessings that cannot be given to the impatient, molding your soul to bear honors, responsibilities, and divine favors that would overwhelm one unprepared, and purifying your intentions so that when success, recognition, and divine mercy finally arrive, you will receive them with gratitude, humility, and the perfect understanding that nothing worldly or temporary could have prepared you for what Allah has written for you. The delays you felt, the moments of silence from the world, and the seasons of testing were not signs of neglect or abandonment, but deliberate acts of divine orchestration, designed to fortify your heart, sharpen your trust, and perfect your reliance on Allah alone, so that when the veil lifts and the blessings manifest, you will stand not only as a recipient of divine favor, but as a living testament to the fact that patience, when rooted in faith, is never meaningless. Every moment of waiting carries immense reward, and every act of steadfastness, no matter how small or unseen, becomes the foundation upon which Allah builds a life of purpose, honor, and eternal significance for His chosen one. Chosen one, listen carefully, for this is a truth that can transform how you view every moment of your life. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, every smile offered to a stranger, every word of comfort spoken in secrecy, every effort to be honest when dishonesty surrounded you, every intention to obey Allah when the path was difficult, every dua whispered quietly in your heart, and every moment you resisted temptation has been meticulously recorded by Allah, the All-Wise, the All-Knowing. And even if the world did not notice, even if people mocked your efforts, misunderstood your intentions, or dismissed your actions as insignificant, Allah's sight never misses, His knowledge never fails, and His reward is limitless. The deeds you thought were unnoticed are in fact the jewels of your record, polished by sincerity, weighted by patience, and multiplied by the one who measures not by quantity, but by the purity of intention. And one day, chosen one, when the scales of justice tilt and the hidden treasures of your good deeds are revealed, you will see that the seemingly small moments you thought mattered little were in reality the foundation of divine blessings that will manifest in ways so profound, so beautiful, and so overwhelming that your heart will recognize the wisdom of every choice you made in secret, the weight of every sacrifice, and the perfection of Allah's timing. For nothing done for His sake is ever wasted, no act of faith is ever ignored, and every small deed, when offered with sincerity, becomes a bridge between your trials and your triumphs, a light in the darkness, and a means for the mercy, guidance, and elevation that Allah has reserved exclusively for His chosen one, proving beyond doubt that even the tiniest act of goodness carries eternal significance, and that your life, built on countless unseen deeds, is already a masterpiece in the eyes of the all-seeing. Chosen one, understand this with the deepest certainty of your heart, for it is a truth that can bring peace to your soul amidst every trial and delay. Every door that did not open for you, every opportunity that seemed to pass you by, every person who turned away, every moment when the world appeared silent, every season of waiting that felt endless, and every circumstance that tested your patience was not a sign of rejection, inadequacy, or abandonment, but a precise, deliberate, and compassionate act of divine protection, because Allah, Al-Hafiz, the protector, the preserver, the one who never misses a moment and never overlooks a single detail, has been guarding what is truly yours from harm, from the hands of those who are unworthy, from corruption, and even from your own impatience or unpreparedness, ensuring that when it arrives, it comes fully intact, perfect in timing, magnitude, and purpose. All of those moments that felt like loss, like delay, like unanswered du'as, or like rejection, were actually divine pauses, seasons where Allah was carefully preparing your heart, your mind, your character, and your soul to receive what He had written for you. For if blessings were to come too early, they could be wasted, misused, or taken for granted. And if they came in the wrong way, they could fail to reflect the honor, the dignity, and the divine wisdom that Allah intended for you, chosen one. Know that the silence of the world does not mean Allah is silent. The absence of recognition does not mean Allah is unaware. And the delays you felt do not mean your provision is missing. On the contrary, everything has been preserved, everything has been recorded, and everything has been carefully orchestrated so that the arrival of your blessings will be nothing short of perfect. And when the moment comes, It will arrive in a way that will astonish not only your heart, but the hearts of those who doubted, underestimated, or ignored you, proving beyond any shadow of doubt that Allah's protection is far greater than human comprehension, and that the one who sees all has been watching over you every step of the way. Chosen one, reflect on every instance when the world's timing did not match your desires, when you felt overlooked, when opportunities seemed to slip through your fingers, and you will realize that these were not failures but shields, not denials but acts of mercy, ensuring that nothing that belongs to you could ever be lost, and nothing that is meant for you could ever be given to another. Even when envy, deceit, or injustice surrounded you, when others tried to take what was yours, when circumstances seemed cruel or unfair, Allah's invisible hand was safeguarding your destiny, carefully balancing every aspect of your life, so that the rewards, the blessings, and the recognition that are uniquely yours will arrive untainted, multiplied, and at the exact moment that will bring the deepest satisfaction, the highest honor, and the most profound awareness of Allah's mercy, wisdom, and justice. Chosen one, the trials, the delays, the waiting, the loneliness, and even the heartbreaks were all part of this divine orchestration, all part of a plan that ensures that when the blessings arrive, they will not only elevate your life materially, but will also elevate your soul, spiritually, emotionally, and morally, allowing you to receive them with gratitude, humility, patience, and the awareness of Allah's infinite wisdom, so that you may stand as a testament to His protection, a living example of His justice, and a beacon of hope for others who struggle to trust in the unseen, proving that nothing done in sincerity for Allah's sake is ever wasted, nothing He has decreed can be lost, and nothing meant for His chosen ones can ever be stolen, diminished, or delayed beyond the perfect timing He has set. Every setback, every closed door, every delay, every moment of uncertainty was part of a sacred design to preserve your blessings, protect your destiny, and ensure that the unfolding of your life occurs in perfect harmony with Allah's will, demonstrating to your heart and to the world that the Protector of all never fails, never forgets, and never allows His chosen ones to be deprived of what is rightfully theirs. And when the moment arrives, it will illuminate the entirety of your journey, revealing the hidden wisdom of every past trial, confirming the truth that Allah has always seen, always protected, and always preserved what is meant for you. Chosen one, you must understand with the deepest certainty that every trial you have faced, every hardship that weighed heavily upon your heart, every obstacle that seemed insurmountable, every disappointment that crushed your spirit, and every moment when you felt alone in your struggle was never a punishment, never a sign of Allah's anger, and never a mark of failure, but rather a divine training ground meticulously designed by the Most Wise, the All-Knowing, and the All-Merciful to shape your heart, purify your intentions, and elevate your soul. For Allah, in His infinite wisdom, understands that the chosen ones cannot simply receive blessings without being prepared to carry them, that the strength of the heart, the purity of the intention, and the depth of faith must be forged in the fire of trials before the light of reward can illuminate the soul. And so every difficulty, every moment of silence from those around you, every season of loneliness, and every heartbreak served a higher purpose far beyond what the human mind can perceive. Teaching patience when you felt like giving up, teaching reliance on Allah when worldly support faltered, teaching courage when fear threatened to overwhelm you, teaching humility when pride sought to rise, and teaching gratitude when even the smallest blessing seemed hidden, all while subtly yet profoundly preparing you for the moment when your efforts, endurance, and faith would converge into a manifestation of blessings so powerful that your heart would recognize without doubt that every trial, every tear, and every struggle was a divine measure of preparation, Chosen one, consider the times when the world seemed unfair, when others' success appeared easier than your journey, when doors you longed to open remained closed, and when your heart whispered despair in the dead of night. These were not signs that you were forsaken, but rather signals that Allah was carefully shaping your character, protecting your destiny, and ensuring that your heart, mind, and soul were ready to receive what He had written for you in perfection. For the One who sees all knows precisely what level of endurance your spirit requires, what degree of reliance your faith needs, and what depth of humility your soul must possess in order to bear His favor without faltering. And even when challenges felt relentless, overwhelming, and at times unbearable, they were serving a sacred purpose. They were refining your heart like gold in the fire, tempering your spirit like steel in the furnace, and cleansing your soul of everything that could hinder the manifestation of divine blessings when the time is right, so that when the reward arrives, it is not only a blessing in the external sense, but a complete elevation of your inner world, a spiritual awakening, and a transformation of your entire being. Chosen one, the whispers of doubt, the pangs of fear, the weight of hardship, and the seasons of testing were never meaningless. They were all calibrated with infinite wisdom to ensure that you emerge stronger, wiser, purer, and more attuned to Allah's guidance. For trials are not obstacles, they are divine lessons, not punishments, but opportunities, and not delays, but preparations. And when you finally witness the fruits of your patience, endurance, and faith, you will see with absolute clarity that every challenge, every struggle, every tear, every moment of longing, and every night of silent prayer was part of a sacred design to prepare your heart to receive what Allah has perfectly preserved for you, to fortify your soul, to bear His blessings with wisdom and humility, and to confirm beyond all doubt that nothing in your life was wasted, nothing in your journey was random, and that the trials you endured were never against you but always for you, serving as a training ground to cultivate a heart capable of embracing the divine favors, responsibilities, and spiritual elevation that Allah has destined for His chosen one, so that when the moment of blessing arrives, it will not only fulfill your worldly needs but illuminate your soul, expand your capacity for gratitude, deepen your reliance on Allah, and become a living testament to the fact that every hardship faced with patience, every difficulty met with faith, and every struggle endured with trust in Allah is never wasted, always recorded, and always leading toward the divine plan that is as perfect, as just, and as merciful as Allah Himself. Chosen one, understand this with the deepest certainty of your heart. The recognition you seek, the validation you long for, the acknowledgement that you feel you deserve, and the applause you quietly hope to receive from people are all fleeting, temporary, and limited. For human praise is conditional, inconsistent, and often blind to the true essence of your struggles, your intentions, and your efforts. But Allah Al-Alim, the All-Knowing, the one who sees the hidden chambers of your heart and the secret deeds performed in the solitude of your soul, has witnessed every act of sincerity, every sacrifice made without applause, every moment of patience endured without recognition, every hardship faced with reliance on Him, every dua whispered quietly in the night when no eye was upon you, and every intention held pure despite the distractions, doubts, and judgments of the world. And He alone is the one whose acknowledgement carries eternal weight, whose recognition is complete, and whose reward is limitless. For the scales of human judgment are flawed, their understanding limited, and their capacity to see the unseen restricted. Yet, the one who created you, the one who knows all that was, is, and will be, has meticulously recorded every detail of your efforts, measuring not by outward results, appearances, or fleeting worldly praise, but by the purity of your intention, the depth of your patience, the sincerity of your reliance, and the endurance of your faith. And so, even when the world fails to notice, even when those around you misinterpret your actions, underestimate your worth, or ignore your struggles, Allah's recognition is perfect, unwavering, and eternal. And it is in His acknowledgement that your true value is affirmed, your purpose is validated, and your reward is secured, for it is He who balances every hidden effort, multiplies every unacknowledged sacrifice, and perfects every act performed in sincerity, ensuring that the life of His chosen ones is never diminished by human oversight, never devalued by worldly misunderstanding, and never left incomplete due to the ignorance or negligence of others. Chosen one, consider all the times when your achievements went unnoticed, when your heart ached from being misunderstood, when your loyalty, integrity, and patience were overlooked, when those you trusted turned away, when envy, jealousy, or pride of others clouded their recognition of your efforts. And yet in every moment, Allah was silently witnessing, recording, and multiplying your deeds, protecting your honor, and preparing a reward so immense, so perfect, and so aligned with your destiny that it surpasses any recognition the world could ever give, for He does not measure by the fleeting applause of people, but by the eternal scales of justice and mercy, where every tear, every sacrifice, every effort, every prayer, every struggle, and every patient endurance carries weight beyond imagination. And the one whose heart seeks validation from Allah alone will discover a peace, a contentment, and a fulfillment far beyond the superficial acknowledgement of others. Realizing that human approval is temporary and sometimes deceptive, yet divine recognition is permanent, unfailing, and absolute. And it alone shapes destiny, elevates status, and secures the reward of this world and the hereafter. Chosen one, reflect on the countless nights of dua when your heart trembled with longing, on the moments you chose obedience over ease, on the countless instances when you sacrificed comfort, reputation, or worldly gain for the sake of Allah, and know that each of these has been seen, recorded, and preserved by the one whose judgment is flawless, whose reward is infinite, and whose recognition is eternal. For in Allah's eyes, nothing escapes notice, nothing is forgotten, and nothing done in sincerity is ever wasted. And when the day of ultimate reward arrives, when the scales are set, and when the hidden treasures of your good deeds are revealed, you will witness with clarity that every unacknowledged effort, every silent act of devotion, every trial endured with patience, and every hardship met with trust in Allah was valued beyond measure, multiplied beyond comprehension, and destined to manifest in ways that will elevate your life, purify your soul, and confirm beyond doubt that Allah's recognition surpasses all worldly validation, proving that to be seen, known, and honored by Him is the only acknowledgement that truly matters for His chosen ones. For it is His sight that shapes destiny, His approval that secures reward, and His recognition that immortalizes every sincere effort in the eternal record of faith, mercy, and divine justice. Chosen one, listen carefully and let this truth sink into the depths of your soul. Everything you endured, every tear you shed in secret, every hardship you bore silently, every trial that tested your patience, every moment when the world seemed indifferent or even hostile, every sacrifice made in solitude, and every act of obedience performed purely for Allah's pleasure was never unnoticed, never wasted, and never meaningless. For Allah, Al-Khabir, the All-Aware, has been meticulously watching, recording, and preserving every detail of your journey. And now, after seasons of waiting, moments of doubt, and nights of perseverance, the time has come for the manifestation of His mercy, the unveiling of His rewards, and the revelation of blessings that have been reserved for you since before the creation of the heavens and the earth. Chosen one, understand that the delays you felt were not delays at all, but divine preparation. For Allah's timing is perfect, His wisdom flawless, and His planning far beyond the comprehension of the human heart. And every closed door, every disappointment, every silence from the world, and every test was carefully designed to ensure that when these blessings arrive, you are fully prepared to receive them with the awareness, humility, gratitude, and faith that they deserve, so that they may transform your life in ways that exceed worldly imagination, elevate your soul to unprecedented heights, and expand your capacity to serve, inspire, and benefit the Ummah. Know that these blessings are not merely material or worldly in nature, though they may manifest in ways that improve your life externally, but they are deeply spiritual, shaping your character, enhancing your connection with Allah, refining your heart, expanding your wisdom, and multiplying your capacity to love, guide, and influence others for good. And they will arrive in ways that remind you, the world, and even those who doubted you, that Allah never overlooks the efforts of His chosen ones, that every hardship endured in patience carries weight, and that every act of faith, sincerity, and devotion has been carefully preserved in the treasury of divine justice and mercy. Chosen one, prepare for the unveiling, for the moment is near when you will see the fruition of what you longed for, prayed for, and sacrificed for. And in that moment, the veil will lift, revealing the perfection of Allah's plan, the wisdom behind every struggle, and the beauty of every delay. And you will witness blessings so vast, so overwhelming, and so aligned with your destiny that your heart will recognize beyond any doubt that every trial, every sacrifice, every tear, and every whispered dua was a preparation for this precise moment, and that Allah's mercy, knowledge, and timing are flawless beyond human understanding. Know also that these blessings are not meant solely for your own comfort or pleasure, but to position you as a beacon of hope, a source of guidance, and a means of inspiration for those around you, so that your elevation becomes a channel for goodness, mercy, and divine influence to flow through you into the lives of countless others, reminding the Ummah that Allah's chosen ones are instruments of His will, recipients of His favor, and embodiments of patience, faith, and trust, and that when He decides to lift the veil and manifest the rewards, the effects are multiplied, far-reaching, and eternal. Chosen one, every unseen effort, every moment of endurance, every hardship borne with patience, every act of sincerity, and every dua whispered in secrecy has built the foundation for this unveiling, and the culmination of all your trials, struggles, and devotion is about to materialize in a way that will leave your heart in awe, your soul elevated, and your faith strengthened beyond measure. For Allah's blessings do not arrive by chance. They do not come before the heart is ready, and they never fail to honor the journey of the chosen one. And so, prepare yourself fully, chosen one, with a heart brimming with gratitude, eyes ready to witness the divine, and a soul open to receiving the mercy, favor, guidance, and elevation that Allah has been carefully preserving for you. For the time of revelation is near, the moment of fulfillment is at hand, and the blessings, long awaited and divinely orchestrated, are about to unfold, proving beyond all doubt that Allah saw everything you endured, every effort you made, every sacrifice you offered, every trial you faced, every act of patience, and every whispered dua, and that He is now bringing forth the reward, the elevation, and the divine manifestation that only He could plan, execute, and reveal in His perfect timing, leaving you with certainty, awe, and the profound understanding that the chosen ones are never forgotten, never abandoned, and never overlooked by the most merciful, the all-knowing, the perfectly wise. Chosen one, Take a moment and let these truths settle deep in your heart. Every tear, every struggle, every act of patience, every silent dua, every sacrifice, and every trial you faced was seen, recorded, and valued by Allah, the all-knowing, the all-wise. You were never forgotten, never overlooked, and never abandoned. What the world could not recognize, what people failed to honor, and what seemed delayed or hidden was all part of a divine plan, a perfect orchestration that has been preparing you for the blessings, elevation, and recognition that are now arriving. Allah saw your sincerity, your endurance, and your unwavering faith, and He is about to reward you in ways that exceed imagination, ways that transform not just your life, but the lives of everyone you are destined to influence. Remember, chosen one, the validation that truly matters is His alone. The applause of the world is fleeting, but Allah's recognition is eternal. So rise with certainty, walk forward with faith, and receive what He has prepared for you, knowing that every trial you endured was shaping you to carry these blessings with grace, wisdom, and humility. Stand as a testament to patience, perseverance, and trust in Allah, for your journey proves that the chosen ones are never forgotten, never forsaken, and always guided toward what is truly theirs. Tonight, breathe in this truth, hold it close, and step into the unveiling of the life Allah has reserved for you. For your blessings are here, your reward is near, and your divine elevation is unstoppable.